気をつけろ。
どんなハーモニーが好きですか？
どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せろ。
静かにしろ。泡のように消えろ。出ていけ。滅びろ。出ていけ。滅びろ。
気をつけろ。
泡のように消えろ。出ていけ。はあ、やっと終わった。でもまだ余裕かな。
気をつけろ。おい気をつけろ。おい気をつけろ。
どんなハーモニーがお好きですか？
どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せろ。
私の目の前から泡のように消えろ。出ていけ。滅びろ。沈め。海の底に。 消えろ。出ていけ。滅びろ。沈め、海の底に。やっと終わった。でもまだ余裕かな。
Yeah, I'm not doing anything interesting right now. Just knocking out dailies. Doing my homework. There we go, nice. Got Yada's weapon. Very good. I can save up. Won't be spending any more this patch.
何これ、バッグにしては重くない？
Oh, did I not resonate her? I forgot to resonate her. Let's do that right now. Completely forgot. No wonder she was kind of not doing that much damage. Forgot to resonate. Let's do that right now. Yeah, she wants Heisen. Completely forgot. No, I don't want to do this. Nah. Nah, man. No. 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 Get out of this tutorial. No, I don't want to do this. Hard pass. Look, the mini games can't all be winners, alright? There's got to be some bad ones so you appreciate the good ones. I'm not doing that. Thanks, but no thanks. Trying to be kinder towards myself. I'm not gonna subject myself to that. No, thank you. I already got everything this patch anyway. I don't need to do a minigame I don't like for some table scraps. I've already donated enough to this game this month. Not doing it. That's what I like about this game. You're not forced to do the mini games because they have packages you can buy. That's what I don't like about Zenless Zone Zero. You gotta do all those lame-ass mini games. Otherwise, you have to spend like tons of money. Spend $50 on this, you get so much stuff. Much better. That was like one of the things I liked about KOF All-Star as well. Despite how bad that game got towards the end, after I quit. I did like how you could skip doing the mini-games if you spent a little bit of money. Sometimes these mini-games are jank city and I don't want to do them. Although occasionally they have mini games like this that are really fun. Farm up a little bit of currency and come back in this game in an hour. That's when a new part of this mode comes out. Well, too bad that game had so many other problems. Development team that completely tone deaf. Told them so many times the power creep was bad and the guild raid rewards were pointless. Most of the game was pointless. Never listened. Game shut down. I'm glad I quit when I did. I saw it was a sinking ship. I've never seen a game that was around for that long completely just ignore any feedback whatsoever. It's like, well, what you're doing isn't working. People were getting tired of, power creep every month. And nothing to even use it on. The game just kind of became pointless. It definitely was sunken cost fallacy, I think, for a lot of the content creators, at least. Like Forgo and stuff. I felt like they knew that it was really declining, but when you're a gacha content creator, it can be really hard to pivot to a new game. Forgo had some success switching to this, but I think people like the KOF stuff because he had the most investment in that game. Which is why I'm glad I'm not a gacha content creator. I just play for fun. The videos for this don't do very well. I don't really care.
集え暁の光
Really hard to pivot to another game if people only watch you for gachas.
当たれ先に下がって
You
く
know
ださ
how
い
badly these games can go to shit. How quickly.
進みましょう
At least if it's a team like the KOF All-Star team who's completely ignored all feedback. You could have given the game at least another couple years. It sucks that they didn't do an offline version. I really like the collab characters. That game had the coolest collab characters out of any gacha I played. Pretty much became the Smash Ultimate of
集え
traditional fighting
暁の
games.
光
It had so many cool collabs, but
翼よ羽ばたけ
the game itself just got worse and worse.
行けくれ先に下がってくだ
I
さ
heard
い
somebody was working on an offline version, but I haven't heard anything about that.
進みましょう
That game could definitely use
降り
it.
かかる苦難が全てなくな
People
るま
could
で
totally mod that game and could mod that game and fix a lot of that stuff. Make it so everybody who wasn't EX or Ultimate Evolution or whatever it was. I had already been done with the game for years when they added that. The UE characters.
当たれ集
Make it so the other
え
characters could
暁の
actually
光
still do something.
翼よ羽ばたけ
Yeah, he's back. Glad to see him back.
行け先に下がってください翼よ羽ばたけ
Yeah, he had other gachas he was
降りかかる
playing.
苦難が全てなく
So
な
I
る
think
まで
he transitioned pretty well, but not everybody's that lucky. You quit the gacha you're known for, and people are addicted to watching the pull videos. It'd be really hard to switch to something else and have people still stick around.
行け集
I
え
probably stream this
暁
more
の
than
光
most people, but it's just not a popular game to
翼よ
stream.
羽ばたけ行けくれ先に下がってください
The Twitch
進みましょう
directory for this is
降
very
りかかる
small.
苦難が全てなく
Unless
なるまで
Rexland is streaming, but even Rexland gets way less viewers streaming this versus doing videos. I do stream this game almost every day, but it's not the kind of game that grows your channel,
当たれ
which is fine. I don't want that
暁の
pressure.
光翼よ羽ばたけ行けくれ先に下がってください進みましょう降りかかる苦
Well,
難
yeah,
が
it
全
seems
て
like
な
his
くなるま
left
で
hand got partially damaged in some ways, but he said that it won't impair him from gaming. So seems like he'll be back, but he's definitely scaled things back. I guess because he has a really good job now. I know that when he moved back to America, he was struggling for a while. I guess he found something good here. But yeah, he seemed in high spirits. It's good to see him back. I felt really bad for him because his main game on his channel died, and then he got in that terrible accident. But he seems to be on the mend. There we go, maxed out the bonuses. Yeah, because it was like he, KOF All-Star shut down. And then he, like, immediately got in the accident. I think that Leona video that he put up, where he spent like $800 and he didn't get the character maxed out, that was like the perfect video for everything wrong with that game. It's like they had no 50-50 pity, but the rates were really bad. And they started making the game that you needed more and more dupes to do anything. So the fact that they had no 50-50 pity didn't really mean anything. A lot of people don't realize that PGR is definitely, as much as I like that game's monetization with no BS, you know, you get what you pay for, no real gambling. The character doesn't really function with one copy. But at least the second one is free, and usually that's enough. But they definitely have been designing the game in ways where you need more than just the one guaranteed and the one free one. But the monetization for character summons and stuff has just gotten so bad in those games lately that it doesn't really, it's still much better. But yeah, a character in PGR with one copy and no 6-star weapon is basically dead weight. But, I don't know. The fact that I don't really feel like I'm gambling, I think, goes a long way. I don't spend anywhere near as much on the other gachas I play because they have that 50-50 crap, and I can't get behind that. Shit is a scam. One thing that's good about MiHoYo games, at least Zenless Zone Zero, is that having one copy in the weapon is more than enough. The rest is kind of overkill. I guess that helps a little bit. But, I don't know. You also have to do, like, every single minigame and be on the game way longer than PGR, which is kind of a problem for me. Especially because that game runs like garbage on Steam Deck. Yeah, KOF All-Star had a lot of good things about it, but the dev team was inept. They were imbeciles.
Kazan, Why do you insist on fighting me? The real enemy is humanity. Ozma, look at how you've changed and what you've become.
Well, whoever was making it so they never listened to us was the imbecile.
Do we not then have the right to destroy it?
I think people were relatively reasonable with that game compared to others. It's basically just give us something to do and stop being so aggressive with the monetization and the power creep.
To understand.
Those were the main complaints that everybody had.
Go of that weak mortal shell.
But it just got worse and worse. It never once got better. The power creep got worse, and then the amount of things to actually use them on got worse. Really hard to stick around playing that game. I'm glad I had the mental fortitude and willpower to quit. It only got worse after I left. I left when they did the Angel banner. That was the banner that I quit on. I just uninstalled the game cold turkey. Never logged in again. I didn't even come back when they were giving out free rubies. Still didn't come back. Nope. What's up, girl?
You saved it.
Did I start Tears of Metal yet? No. I keep backlogging. I keep backlogging. Right now I'm getting this ready for the next patch. Next patch is supposedly very, very soon. I'm trying to get this ready. So I'm just doing some farming right now. And then we'll go back on PGR because PGR event reset is in like 30 minutes. Alright, that should be enough.
I hate.
You have...
Nah, Andrew. Whoever made the decisions with KOF All-Star, I don't understand how they got their job. They constantly made the stupidest decisions that made the game make less money, and was even driving whales like Forgo away after that $800 Leona video. As far as I can tell, I've never really talked to him personally, but I remember he significantly cut back his spending. He was one of the biggest whales. And like the one thing you don't want to do if you're doing a service game is piss off the whales to the point where they quit or at least spend less money. But that's exactly what they did. That's bad. You don't want that to happen. Whales are the breadwinners. Can't get your game into the position where it's pissing them off. There's no coming back from that. I think a lot of them got put on, they got put on solo leveling. I do think that's part of why the game died so quick too, and they didn't care anymore. I do know that the one of the main guys on KOF All Star, what was his name? Director Chrysalid or whatever. The guy that was in the videos.
You saved.
The videos that they would put up about new content. I know that he got moved to solo leveling. I guess you could say that that was the decline of that game, but honestly, it had been happening long before that. Long before that. I do think that that was a contributing factor for sure. He kind of dipped to solo leveling, and then they continued to double down on the bad decisions like the power creep and everything else. But yeah, that was definitely a thing that happened. He got, I won't say poached because that's not what it's called, but he did get moved to it.
You have...
Well, that game is a good example of why, you know, gamers can have really stupid expectations of games and stuff, and complain a lot and stuff like that, but there is some truth to it. You have to listen to at least some of it, otherwise the game's gonna die. The fact that Forgo, of all people, stopped spending money on that game, I think is a testament to how bad things got. Forgo's a pretty chill guy. He was willing to look past a lot of the problems of that game because he loved it. And hey, I respect that. I've done that myself as a fellow content creator, but he stopped playing it. Well, not that he stopped playing, but he stopped spending money. I'm like, that's how you know you fucked up. That's just nuts. I think it takes a lot to get Forgo to drop a game. He usually sticks with it to the end. Very inept decision makers. It's kind of like when Dungeon Fighter, the original DFO, the game that Kazan is based on, shut down. A lot of people had a vendetta against Nexon for screwing up that game. Like, yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame anybody who did that. DFO was a good game that was also run by inept people. As complete imbeciles. Let's get rid of the stamina system and let the bots ruin the economy even more. And then not hire like anyone. He never saw a GM in that game like ever. I'm convinced that they didn't have one. Or if they did, that person never did their job. They probably sat there doom scrolling all day. There was never once a GM, and it was always a really good sign of how badly that game was run, that version of the game, because you could go into like newbie areas and you would see entire conga lines of bots. I'm like, dude, if the GM actually existed, or if they do exist, if they actually did their job, you could at least ban the bots and make it a little harder for them to make accounts. But no, they did not do that. And then they wondered why the game shut down. It's like, well, you ran everybody off. You ran everybody off by, neglecting it for so long. And then they, didn't update for months, and they took forever to say that the game was shutting down. At least the KOF All-Star staff didn't beat around the bush with that for too long. I mean, it was kind of obvious from watching Forgo's videos that they had, they were about to shut down the game because there was a period where there was no new character. But at least they didn't take months to do it. DFO was like way worse. Like you can't just remove the fatigue system without actually having people to ban bots. When they did that, they basically just gave up the game. Like there was no coming back from that, which is what was weird. I don't think it would take a game master in charge of that game to that long to at least do something about it. Take the stuff off the auction house that's obviously used for RMT. Ban the bots. Stuff like that. Shouldn't be too hard to do, but they did none of it. KOF All-Star was just driving away people that were spending money, which is obviously for a gacha like the stupidest thing that you can do. You never want to do that. You know, people like me that can only spend large amounts of money, maybe every couple patches if there's a character or something you really want. I don't matter. It's people like Forgo that matter. And then you drive him away of all people. It's like, well, good job. Forgo's not the kind of person you want to drive away from spending money. He definitely had more patience with that game than he should have, but I respect that he stuck with it until the end. I didn't have that willpower. I knew that it was a sinking ship. I just uninstalled it cold turkey.
いかがお任せください。お任せください。またどうぞ。
Wonder how solo leveling is doing, because they clearly meant for that to be the replacement for KOF All-Star. I do think they made some kind of effort to try to get KOF refugees to play that game, but it would take a lot to get me to play another Netmarble game at this point. It would take a lot to get me to play another game from them. Had to be something legendary.
Prepare yourself!
I don't remember what the blood gauge does. I like don't have the tutorial in here. I know it's important, but I do not remember. That's what happens when you stop playing a game because it didn't frickin' work at launch. This game was a mess at launch. It's better now, but still not where it should be.
しっかりしろ。じっくり選んでくださいよ。じっくり選んでください。どうぞごひいきに。
Well, you have an excuse for, watching this boring crap, I guess. I'm not doing anything spectacular right now. No, I just started playing. I'm not sure if I even like it yet. I'm not feeling the combat so far. Too parry heavy. Too much hyper armor. There's no builds. I'm giving it a chance, but so far, not really enjoying it much. It's okay. But like all their games, it's worse than Neo. It's impossible to like avoid that comparison. It really is worse. They don't want to ever make a game that good again, I guess. I don't know. They keep dumbing down the combat. I'm giving it a shot. If I get some donations or some money from my neighbor, the latter is more likely. I will be playing Phantom Breaker Ultimate tomorrow, so not too worried about if this doesn't pan out. Good dodge. Yeah, they keep dumbing down their games. I don't really know why. I wish they would stop. Stop dumbing them down. It's okay to have a formula. That worked better than any FromSoft game. But just gonna keep dumbing it down, I guess. Yeah, all you do in this game is parry and then hit them for like 2 seconds, and then they go back in armor, and you just repeat that. That's all it is. They really nerfed zero key combos in this game, which was like the most fun thing. Just remove the fun. Get rid of the thing that was fun. Put something in that's worse. Why are zero key combos gone? I want you to have fun, I guess. That was awesome. I like doing that. Now it's gone. Oh, come on! How did that not parry? Yeah, I'm not enjoying this game at all. It's boring. I don't want to parry and then get like 2 hits of hit stun for 150 hours. That's all this game is so far. Just take longer to make the next game and stop dumbing it down. The normies can go play the next Dark Souls. ruining a good thing. Okay, like I'm in the parry animation, but he doesn't do it. I'm done with this. I'm not having fun. I'm getting too annoyed. I don't really like this game. It's boring. Maybe with mods it would be more fun. Let's just stand there and parry. When you parry, it doesn't feel satisfying because they just walk through your hits. You only get a couple hits of hit stun, and they just go back into armor again. Why? I think I'm gonna uninstall that game, to be honest. It's not fun. I'm not enjoying myself. I feel like I'm forcing myself to play it. Well, maybe the next one won't be so dumbed down for normies. Actually give us a good game again. Instead of trying to appeal to people who are going to play it for 10 minutes anyway. Let's go back to hardcore. The actual combat death. That's alright. Better to find out I'm not feeling it now than like 30 hours in. I'm not having fun playing that game at all. It's fun in small doses, but I can't see myself doing that gameplay loop for that long. I'm already feeling burnt out. It's only been like 5 hours. Well, they can't all be winners, I guess. haven't announced their next game yet. I'm curious what it's going to be. I hope it's better than the one I was just playing. I don't think it's too hard to be better than that, though. Might be time to go back to Stranger of Paradise instead. Combat is more responsive and the builds are actually consistent.
行け集え暁の光翼よ羽ばたけ先に下がってください紅蓮のように咲き乱れろ進みましょう降りかかる苦難が全てなくなるまで
I still haven't finished Fate Samurai Remnant. I have Rain Addis to finish. Lost Judgment mods coming soon. Plenty of other action RPGs to play. I think forcing myself to play that is not gonna help anybody. Might be better to just give up on it. Used to be really hard for me to do that, but it's getting easier. I don't feel like trying again when I die. I think that's kind of part of the problem, is I just don't enjoy the gameplay loop. Of just stand there and parry, and then like every enemy, they take like 5 seconds to slash at you. So it's all just memorization. I don't know.
行け集え暁の光翼よ羽ばたけそれグレ先に下がってください進みましょう降りかかる苦難が全てなくなるまで
No, that was only like 5 hours in. Pretty confident I'm not gonna keep playing that game. Fairly confident. I might give it one more chance later. Oh, this doesn't come back until another hour. Well, I guess that's gonna be it for tonight then. I thought I was gonna play Ronin for longer, but I'm really not feeling that game. Yeah, I didn't pay for it. I got a review key, so I don't feel forced to do anything with it. You guys didn't pay for it. It was a review key, so yeah. Sucks. I was kind of looking for a game like that to play, but I'm not enjoying it at all right now. Might be better to try something else out of the backlog. Alright, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed. I'll put some thought into what the next game will be. There may not be a next game because Phantom Breaker's tomorrow. I just go ahead and play that instead. Unearth another game from the backlog because I'm not feeling Ronin at all. I think it's better to quit while I'm ahead. I'll see you guys later. Good night, everybody. Good night.